This is Optimal Living Daily, episode 2330, an excerpt from the book Stop Living On Autopilot by Antonio Neves, and I'm Justin Malik, your personal narrator, reading to you every single day of the year with permission from the authors. And we're going to get right to it as we optimize your life. An excerpt from the book Stop Living On Autopilot by Antonio Neves. A great way to look at your life is to compare it to a movie. A fantastic question to ask, but one that may be hard to answer is, if your life up to this point was a movie, would you go see it? Many people I know and have met over the years would pass on seeing their own life on the big screen. Some people I've asked this question to said that if they ever saw a movie based on their own life, they would walk out of it before it finished. It'd put them to sleep. A movie critic would say it's too boring, slow, cliche, or predictable. Based on what I was experiencing in my life in 2016, I would have walked out of my movie and immediately requested a refund. Now, here's another question that's a bit more enjoyable to answer. If your life was a movie and the movie was halfway over, what would the lead character start doing to turn things around? And it's a powerful question if you allow yourself to explore it. Think about this question in the spirit of one of those choose-your-own-adventure books you read during your childhood. The truth, and I'm sure it's one you agree with, is that we all have the capacity to improve our lives, starting today. We also have the power to do the exact opposite, to make decisions that will continue to compromise our lives. Never forget, each of us is just one bad decision away from going to prison. If you're stuck on what your lead character would start doing right now to turn things around, here are a few choose-your-own-adventure options. Option A, keep doing exactly what you're doing, the status quo, the same as yesterday. If you do this, where will you end up a year from now? Option B, make decisions that are worse than what you're making right now. Develop a drug addiction, get a face tattoo, cheat on your partner. If you do this, where will you end up a year from now? Or option C, do something bold and courageous each day, no matter how small it is. If you do this, where will you end up a year from now? Newsflash, you are the lead character in this movie. What's the best plot twist that will lead to an amazing second act and make the audience lean forward with anticipation? What movie would you and others, like your family and friends, pay for and stay in the theater to see? The kind of film where you stand up and clap at the end and want to watch over and over. Your dreams have an expiration date. Of course, life isn't a movie, so I'm going to be straight with you because you deserve to hear the truth. I'm telling you what no pastor, life coach, Instagram influencer, or anyone else who wants your money will. The truth is, your dreams have an expiration date if you don't act on them. If you stay on your current path, all of your dreams, aspirations, goals, pounds you want to lose, trips you want to take, and changes you want to make are never going to happen. That is, if you don't dig in and become that bold and courageous person who wants to be unleashed on life. That's what it takes to make sure a brighter future is still ahead of you. Don't let today be another day that you waste. I write this not from living a life in perfect zen atop a mountain, drinking cloud-filtered water and sitting lotus style, but from having wasted far too many days, months, and years. I write from experience, spending a lot of time at brunches, drinking bottomless mimosas, and talking about all the things I wanted to do instead of actually doing them. I write this from a place of once existing in fear and paralysis, seeking likes from social media posts or indifference from a glass of whiskey. All of this may feel kind of harsh, like, dude, chill on the tough love already. However, something tells me you don't need another patronizing pat on the back. Though it's hard to admit, these words speak some real truth. But as painful as these words may be to hear, it kind of feels good too, right? And that's because recognizing that time isn't infinite is actually an opportunity. It helps us to realize the moment of a lifetime is actually this moment that you're in right now. No, you're not high on legal cannabis. That's just some good truth you smoked. This moment will never exist again. Like most people, you probably have a really big dream inside of you. The challenge and opportunity is that you're nowhere near accomplishing that dream. Maybe like I did, you even stopped dreaming at some point and just started going through the motions. Maybe you don't even know what you want from life anymore. Or maybe you have a big goal you want to achieve, but month after month, year after year, you're nowhere close to crossing it off your to-do list. What I'm talking about are those New Year's resolutions you make every year but never seem to act on. In fact, it's estimated that more than 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. Our dreams, our goals, those things we say are important. They're like fruit you buy at the grocery store. They can get bruised, start to rot, and eventually expire. Let me say this again. Your dreams have an expiration date. That's if, and this is a big if, you don't act on them. There's an amazing Spanish proverb that goes, "Tomorrow is often the busiest day of the week." This is 100% true. How many times have you said, "I'll get to it tomorrow," without actually getting to it at all? When you start to fret about not making progress on your dreams and goals, that's when your friends, family, and coworkers will provide some of the absolute most god-awful, though well-meaning, advice to help you feel better about life, like maybe it just wasn't meant to be. Was it not meant to be, or did you give up? Or well-intentioned people will share 4 of the most deceptive words that can come out of someone's mouth. It's never too late. Blasphemy. Here's the remix of "It's never too late" that a real friend, coach, or mentor would say to you. It's never too late, but the longer you wait, the harder it gets. Why does it get harder? It's Newton's first law of motion. When referencing this law, most people focus on an object in motion stays in motion, but there's another part to this law. An object at rest stays at rest. So if you're at home sitting on the couch, drinking spiked seltzers while binge watching a television series that aired in the 90s right now, there's a good chance you'll find yourself saying, maybe it just wasn't meant to be in the future, unless you take action on your dreams now. You just listened to an excerpt from the book, Stop Living on Autopilot by Antonio Neves. Thank you to Antonio. Antonio Neves is an award-winning journalist, world-renowned speaker, and top success coach known for asking the tough questions that help people get unstuck. He's the author of 4 books and also the host of the Antonio Neves Show. That's a podcast where he reminds people that no matter where they stand today, their story is far from over. So you can check that out, plus the book and more, at antonioneves.com. But that should do it for today. Thank you for being here. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.